Hey everyone, this is Dan, the GM, bringing you Season 2 of What the Dice. This one's a little special one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode. As the camera fades in, we get a chance to look around the world, and we find ourselves in a busy mall. Things are hustling and bustling, and noise is just everywhere. But our eyes hone in on a Tritio store. Our eyes focus in as we start to feel the world twitch, as we zoom in and we are greeted with the sound of the Golden City Broadcasting News.
Welcome back to the morning news here at the Golden City Broadcasting Station with your star anchor, Cheryl Star. Miss Star, take it away.
And we're back now for an update on some of the events that happened last night. The megacorporation's charity gala, Elevate and Impact, became a world of excitement when an event staff member shot off fireworks inside the building. Many people there reported being shocked and scared when they heard the commotion. A representative of the Golden City Guard reports that the firecrackers were merely a harmless prank and that no one was harmed. Although, when we reached out to the event coordinator, who requested to remain anonymous, stated that the staff member has been reprimanded and fired from the event company, though they will hold no criminal charges against the individual. And speaking about news at the gala, famous radio host Edward Light was seen leaving the event Elevate and Impact with a group of unknown, armed individuals. Anyone who claims to have seen him stated his normal guards were with him in the beginning of the event, but later that night when the Golden City Guard went to ensure Mr. Light's location, they found Mr. Light and his limo were missing from the gala. The Golden City Guard are still working with sketch artists to find the identities of the mysterious people seen leaving the event with Mr. Light. If you have any information, be it Mr. Light's location or the identities of the mysterious people, please contact the Golden City Guard or the Golden City Broadcasting Company with the numbers listed below. And now, we head over to Jonas with the weather, and when we come back, we'll have an update on traffic for our commuters.
As the music stops playing, we hear in the background, 10 minutes, that's a 10-minute break, everyone. The camera slowly pans away from Cheryl Star as we see the Golden City Broadcasting's main news studio. We see humans and orcs and everyone a bustle, prepping as the news switches over to the weather. We see a human dressed in, drab clothing walk up to the anchor desk as he looks at Cheryl. All right, you got 10 minutes.
Good. Where's Alan?
Why? What's up?
That doesn't concern you. I just have some things I need to ask him.
Well, he's busy and you got a 10-minute break. This is where you go get water and get ready for the last segment.
She goes, hey, I don't tell you how to floor manage. You don't tell me how to anchor.
What is this about? You know that he is busy during the show.
Sir, I have questions.
Cheryl, okay, fine. Just fine. Whatever.
Don't worry, I'll go get some water, jeez. And besides, the producer's always busy, isn't he?
He is busy. He does have a job to do. You got 10 minutes. Just be back at the desk before the lights turn. He turns to walk off in a rather annoyed huff.
Which, while he's looking at her, she's kind of looking up, because she hasn't stood up from the desk yet with the raised eyebrows, but her eyes are just looking up at him, not her head. And then once he actually turns his back, it is the hardest eye roll possibly given. And she'll get up, straighten her blouse, and go and walk towards the whatever water cooler is that's conveniently located to wherever Alan's is.
As you walk out into the hallway, the hallway in the Golden City Broadcasting, at least on this floor where all the airing for all the different news broadcasts is pretty quiet during the actual news time. After and before the news, when everyone's getting prepped, this is a bustle. There's usually this crowds of news reporters and anchors, and people coming and going with news information is pretty well jammed packed. But it's relatively quiet. A couple of people are walking past you, giving you the nod of, recognition of who you are. As you walk down the hallway, you see the solid wood door with producer in golden letters, and then a nameplate that can be interchanged as needed for the producer.
She's just going to stroll on down, nice and friendly, not giving away anything, She's just going to chat with Alan, and she'll walk right in. No knocking. She's just going to grab that door handle and open that door.
As you walk in, you see Alan. He is busily writing something on his computer. You can definitely tell that there's possibly constant emails going back and forth. And Alan just stops. He looks at you, looks at the clock at the wall, and then looks at you.
Hasn't even looked at him yet. She just walks right on in, turns around, gently shuts the door, but then her hand, specifically her left hand, stays on the door handle, holding it in place. And she's just going to put her right hand in a little fist on her hip. And she kind of has that lean, like she's putting all her weight on that door handle. And then just looks at him. What was that dreck?
I'm not going to fire Nick because you two had an argument. You are stuck dealing with this floor manager. He is one of the best in this continent.
This has nothing to do with Nick.
Okay, then what dreck are you talking about?
The dreck I just read out in that studio.
He looks at the clock and then looks back at you. You're on a 10-minute. What do you need?
I want to know what's really going on. I will read your pretty little script and tell the world what you want me to tell them. But I want to know what's really going on.
In regards to what? There's a lot of news going on.
Just fireworks, a little prank, and fireworks? Come on, Alan. What really happened?
Look, I am giving you what is given to me. If you don't like what you're reading, tough luck. You got the job that you have. Now, if you're talking about the fireworks thing, that's just the report we were given by the Golden City Guard. We didn't get eyes there.
And why not?
Well, let's see. That night, he turns his screen so that you can see it. One of the anchors that we hired to go do this called in sick 20 minutes before they needed to be there. We were able to get a new anchor there with a camera operator, but then the camera shut down because there was some kind of damage with it. When the anchor and the camera op went out with the replacement to go to the truck, all 4 tires were slashed. We didn't have eyes. I'm giving you the news that I am handed. It doesn't say editor, it says producer. I have to answer to the higher-ups, and I'm doing what I am told. Like you should be doing what you're told.
Just don't take that kind of attitude with me, Alan. We've been in this business for far too long, and you've never lied to me.
And I'm not lying to you now. If you want to play source check-in, you can do it after the second segment.
She's just gonna stand there. Her position has not moved, other than like maybe a head bob with some talking, and just stare at him.
The minutes tick by like an eternity as this stare down goes on. In the distance, we hear 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Alan raises an eyebrow and looks at the door and then back at Cheryl. You gotta get on air.
She's just gonna narrow her eyes and wait. She's making sure he has nothing else to add. She's gonna make him sweat.
He is staring at you intently as another minute ticks by. He goes, look, how about this? You get to your desk, you do the second segment, I'll tell you who was in charge, I'll tell you what was going on, or you can go check it yourself. I'm not going to stop you, because I know better than to try to stop an investigative journalist from investigating. The last thing I need is for you to start pissing off the wrong people.
Better not clock out early tonight, Alan. She's just gonna open that door, put back on her news anchor she was just in here for a chat face, and head back to the desk. She doesn't even close the door. She lets it swing open.
As you get to the desk and sit down, the lights flash bright up as that red tally light powers on. We see Nick hold up his hand, and we see 5, 4, 3, 2, and he points to Cheryl Star.
Now on to the second point of our morning news. For our commuters coming in this morning taking 42 in Maine, they will find a delay due to a heavily damaged sports car in the center of the road. Though GridLink officials didn't have much to say about how or what happened to this vehicle, eyewitnesses at the scene stated the unpiloted Ameristar sports car stalled and the engine became ablaze. No injuries have been reported, and the Ameristar company has yet to comment any further on the matter. GridLink officials have stated it was not an error in the AutoNav system, and the wreck will be cleared in a couple of hours. And that's gonna wrap it up for the 12 o'clock news. We'll see you again at 4 with an update on the weather and traffic, and at 5 with the evening reports.
As the music finally ends, the floor manager takes a couple of notes, the tally light clicks off, and he goes, all right, everyone, that's it. We are clear. Field reporters, go ahead and pick up your reports at the desk, and your assignments will be there. Same with camera ops. Guys, we have got a slow night according to what we've got. If you are on call tonight, please make sure you stay in the bullpen. I do not want to have to hunt you people down. Nick walks up, holds out his hand for your lapel mic.
She'll detach it, hand it to him nicely.
He just gives you a nod. Look, I know you and I butt heads a lot, but I am glad that I'm here.
Cheers, I got no problem with you, Nicholas. I know we butt heads. We're both big heads. It's what it is. It's part of the job.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice if I had at least one more reporter that was half as good as you. I might actually not go gray this year.
Hey, I offered to train somebody, but they refused and just threw me up here as anchor because they were desperate. Turned out I was good.
Desperate, wanted the best. You know, same difference, right?
Potato, potato.
Yeah. Get going, you're off.
And she'll get back up, dust herself off a little bit from, uncrinkle the skirt, and go find Alan for those names.
Alan is still in his office, and as promised, there's a comlink chip, a data chip, with the list of all the anchors that were supposed to be there, who was reporting, and the full breakdown of everything. You see that there's also notations of, the equipment had damages, the tires were slashed. There's the full list of everything he said that happened, and you can go from there with that.
Yeah, she is going to... Is it sitting outside of his office? Did she have to go into his office to get it?
It's in his office. He is on a comlink call.
Oh, okay.
And he has basically put a data chip down so you can slot it into your comlink to pull up all the information.
Okay, so she'll enter in quietly, see he's on a call, look down at the chip, pop it in, confirm that it's what he promised her, and then quietly exit. Yeah. So not to disturb his call. She might have beef with him, but she's not going to ruin studio rep.
Yeah.
And she is going to look down that list.
So you see that the anchor that is on the list that called in sick is someone that is known for overdoing it the night prior. Their name is really inconsequential because they're never going to get anywhere past these like fluff pieces, which is honestly what this gala would be.
Which she would be mumbling to herself, like, why in the world did they even get put on that assignment anyways? Judging, very harshly judging.
Then you see the camera operator that's on the list is a new camera operator, but he's actually pretty good. And he's actually really protective of the equipment, which leads you to believe that the equipment was damaged prior to going out into the field.
Well, okay. She's heard what? Good things about this new camera op guy?
Yeah, he's really protective of the equipment, and he is very much the type that he checks the equipment before it goes out.
All right, she'll go, haven't heard anything about you. She'll keep going down the list.
Looks like the rest of the stuff is pretty mundane stuff, like, you know, the anchor that did go into the field is brand spanking new. This was their first report, and it just seemed like everything went downhill. It looks like they did have a report of 4 slashed tires, and he did include like a copy of the receipt for the towing of the vehicle to go to a shop to get new tires.
All right, she'll go find the newbie, since she also kind of probably wants to see if they're any good.
You see them in the bullpen, and they are frantically trying to pull reports that are even remotely a chance to get airtime.
All right, well, before she approaches Emily, she's going to go see if she could find a report that she could pull for her.
Okay.
That would be good. You know, not like the best, but not the like lowest of the like riff-raff trash.
Yeah. So, you know, Cheryl pulls up her comm link. She doesn't have to log in like everyone else. She has full access to every story that pops up. And you see a couple things of like, you know, recruitment, graduation. It's a fluff piece. And you actually find a report that's pretty decent. It's almost a guarantee to get on the air. And it's not super investigative like what she's used to. It's a good filler piece that is guaranteed to make it. And that is Renraku opening up a new store within the arcology. And it's not just any store, it is a new fashion store from fashion icons over in Neo Tengoku. So these are direct from a different country, hot off the runway outfits. So these are like, this will always make the news because AAA zones and stuff like that, people want to be on the up and coming.
You ain't gonna make a name or a reputation for yourself, but it's a good resume piece.
It gets you on the news, yeah.
It gets you on the. All right, can she pull it for her?
Yeah, she can pull it under her. She can pull it under her name and then pass it off to her as a
okay.
like.
She will pull it for her name then.
Okay.
And then she'll go over to Emily.
You see Emily's frantically flipping through the screens as you're watching report pieces kind of like click off. So by the time she finishes reading like the blurb of it and she goes to accept, someone's already just minusculely beat her to it.
To go. Having some trouble there, rookie?
Yeah, I'm not finding anything. I'm nervous because I blew the gala, because the camera was damaged and the car was damaged, and it's just, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm bad luck.
She goes, well, let me pull some good luck for you. Come on. Come with me.
Okay. She slowly stands up and follows.
She'll get her off into like a private cubicle room, whatever, right? I'm assuming there's probably a desk for her to do that whole like kind of half sit, lean, cross her arms over, you know, a gentle fold over, not like an aggressive like arm fold, you know, holding an elbow kind of idea. She goes, so tell me what happened at the gala. I mean, I just did the news report. I know the highlights of the story, but I wanted to hear it from who was there. What happened?
So we never actually made it to the gala. I ended up pulling and calling a bunch of people from the Golden City Guard to get the report because I heard something happened, and I had to pull, not favors. I basically just pulled from their PR. I called up the PR going, hey, I need information on what happened on the gala, and I got that report. It was an absolute dreck storm last night. I mean, I was called in last minute. When we got here, when we went to the van to check the camera, it was giving up all these weird error codes that I didn't even recognize. The camera operator said that there was an issue with the camera. The camera operator went back to the equipment house, talked to the equipment manager. I ran in to find out what was going on because we were running late. When we came back out, all 4 tires of the news van was slashed. And by the time we got a second van up and running, it was too late. The gala was pretty much, the exciting part of the gala was pretty much over. So by the time we got there, it was just hearsay, and I ended up reaching out to Golden City PR to get something.
I mean, you followed your instincts at least and got something. I would have had to do the same thing in that scenario. So don't beat yourself up too bad about it. We all have a tough break on something that's not our fault.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, the camera operator said there was something weird with the camera, and he said that it looked good, but there was some, I don't know. I don't know cameras.
She goes, I got a good camera guy. I'll go talk to him about it too. She goes, honestly, I looked up, the guy that got assigned new camera guy so far seems nice and up and coming. Haven't heard anything bad about him.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy. He's he's not very social. Like, I mean, it pulled teeth for me to get his name, so.
Oh, really? He's that antisocial?
From what I found out asking around, he'd rather be in the Matrix than with people.
Oh, one of those types.
Yeah.
She'll nod. She goes, well, I know pulling you out of the bullpen is a dick move on my part, so here, I got you something. And she'll send over the thing that she pulled and assign it to her.
She looks at it and looks at you and then back at it, and she's like, you sure I'm good with this?
She goes, yeah, this one's a cakewalk. It'll be a good, get you on the air. It might not be the most exciting thing to report on, but everybody likes fashion. Just make sure to wear your prettiest on this report.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go get something now.
She goes, yeah, don't rush. It's a tomorrow event, so you got all day to prep for it.
Yeah, no, I want to make sure it's perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
She'll let her run off like a happy little eager kitten and just smirk to herself.
Hey, everyone, this is Dan, the GM, and I am bringing you the mid-roll. Now, in this mid-roll, I always just go over a couple of quick things and play a promo. This month, I got 2. I double booked. My bad. But one is a Shadowrun podcast that I have actually listened to for a long time, and then the other one is very apropos for this season. They are this mystery, murder, suspense style show, and they're both really good. Just all what you're looking for. Now, if you want to help us grow, or if you want to help support the show, we've got a couple of ways you can do it. We have a merch shop, we have a Discord you can join. Just listening, rating, reviewing, all of that stuff absolutely helps us out. But if you want to throw money at me, I will never say no. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/whatthedice. 2 tiers. $1 tier gets you a thank you and every shout out. Second tier gets you a whole lot more. So if you want to head on over there, you can check all that out, and we would be absolutely thankful for it. Speaking of these thanks, those who are following on us, thank you. But the ones that are our all-stars are our patrons themselves. Lady Lumi and Ethan, thank you so much for all the support you give us, and I am so grateful for you. That's it. That's what I've got for our announcements, so let's head on over to those promos. First up, Pride vs. Prejudice.
New York, 2072. Megacorps rule over everything from their gilded skyrakers, crushing everyone underfoot. Meanwhile, the metahuman population is squeezed between the corpse and the human supremacist polyclubs, until it boils over with the bombing of the Metahumanity Pride Parade. You know what that means, right, chummer? It's time to take pride against prejudice. Join a team of Shadowrunners thrown together by circumstance, trying to make a living in the cracks of the sprawl, as they find out who was behind the bombing and put a stop to the mastermind behind it and their plans, once and for all. Welcome to Pride Against Prejudice, a Shadowrun 4th edition actual play podcast.
If you want to check them out, head on down to the description. I've got links to all their social medias that they sent me. Now, up second is one that is very apropos for this spooky season. It is called Mystery Frequency. I've just started listening to them. I'm enjoying them. I hope you do too. So let's head over and listen to that promo, shall we?
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The shadow knows.
And of course, all their social medias and all their links that they sent me are down in the description. Definitely go check them out and support them. So, that is it. That's all I've got. I'm going to shut up, let you get on with this week's episode. Thank you again so much for spending your time with us. And as always, may the dice gods bless your every roll. So what is your next step?
Well, since that guy's non-talkative and rather be in the Matrix, she's just gonna go find the whoever's in charge of all the cameras that she mentioned. Which should be somebody she knows, isn't it?
Yes, it's your old camera operator.
Yikes.
From back when you were a field reporter.
Kane Flintview. Yes, she'll make her way down to where she knows he's skulking around in his cameras. So it's gonna be that nice heel walk, not too fast, not too slow, and it's just gonna be that strike her typical pose, you know, slight lean on one hip, other leg is nice and straight with a slight point out, and just go Kane Flintview. She puts her hands on her hips.
As you say that, as you look in the equipment manager's office, you see this dwarf. His beard is braided nice and tight so no stray hairs can get into the equipment. He is wearing a set of goggles with a zoom-in scope on one side, and you see about 15 cameras that are completely taken apart down to the circuit boards.
So her gaze goes from this old buddy smirk, kind of even though he's not in trouble, she took that kind of you're in trouble kind of tone, and it kind of fades to this, her brow, it kind of gets a little frowned when you get confused as she looks around going, I have never seen you in such a mess.
There's a moment where he stops, looks at the wall in front of him, which, he's wearing these goggles that are super zoomed in, and he quickly takes them off, looks, and he goes, well, has the star come to the ground to mock the damaged circuitry? What's up, Cheryl?
She laughs. She goes, more like beg for what happened.
Oh,
Is this all related to the incident with the gala stuff?
That camera? Yeah, that's this camera that I'm currently working on. So, come with me to the equipment room and you'll see what happened.
Wait, so all of these aren't disassembled because of the gala? Just that one?
No. They're all disassembled because of what happened that led up to the gala being missed. Come with me.
The dreck? She'll follow him.
He goes into this large room that, as you step in, you can smell that moisture and the old water that would be in a fire suppression system.
Oh, it smells like a well.
He goes, yeah. So this whole room was flooded last night.
Flooded.
Flooded.
It didn't even rain last night. How could it possibly be flooded?
Oh, that's simple. The fire suppression system decided to activate in only this room.
What?
Yeah, here, I'll show you. He walks over to a computer, turns it on, double clicks on an icon, the security camera boots up and you see a timestamp, 10 p.m., which is about the time any good news reporter would come and get their equipment to meet the 11 o'clock, 11:30 meetup time for the gala. You see the room is quiet, and the minute that last number switches from 10 o'clock to 10:01, every single fire suppression nozzle in the roof activates and begins to dump gallons of water into this room, hitting both open cameras and circuit boards and sound mixers. Anything that was in this room is getting completely drenched. Within 3 minutes, you see the fire suppression system get turned off, and you see a couple of maintenance guys come in, and they are frantically trying to get equipment out so that they can get it to start to dry.
He goes, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Kane.
Yeah, so I was able to salvage a couple of cameras for today. The rest of the cameras are having to need to be either replaced or overhaul repaired. All the sound mixers are fried. All of the mics that we had out prepped for last night's gala are fried. And I don't know why the fire suppression system went off. There wasn't a fire in here. I talked to maintenance. Maintenance said that nothing went off.
As far as the computers were concerned, this never happened.
Yeah, but security cameras show everything, so we're wondering if there was maybe like a crack in one of the suppression lines and it just triggered in this room, or what. We called the fire department. They're going to come in tomorrow and do an overhaul check.
Okay. Want me to get you a coffee or something?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm running on about 3 energy drinks, 2 cups of coffee, and pure spite.
Okay, so order you a pizza instead. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Keep me posted to what that fire marshal says when he comes in.
Yeah.
That's, aside from it literally smells fishy, that seems fishy.
He sniffs the air. No, it smells irony.
Okay, it literally smells like a well down here. The amount of moisture.
I'm working on it. I ordered dehumidifiers. They're gonna be here in like the next 20 minutes. They had to go get me the industrial size.
She goes, yeah, I can tell. I'll get that pizza for you, though.
Yeah, appreciate it.
She's gonna back out and, the maintenance guys came in and be curious about all the tires got slashed. She's gonna go find the head maintenance dude while ordering a pizza for Kane.
Yeah.
His favorite, double pepperoni and mushrooms. I don't know.
So you head up to the main floor. This is kind of like the receiving area of everything, and this is where the maintenance team has their main office. As you walk inside, a couple people nod to you. They're maintenance guys. They recognize you. Then you see the back door towards the vehicle storage is open, and you hear the sound of someone grumbling in a language you're not super familiar with. You recognize it. It's the Neo-Tengoku Japanese, but it's not usually spoken unless there's bad things happening.
She'll try and make her way around until she can get eyes on him. She probably, hopefully knows what he looks like, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You've met him
Okay.
before. I mean, you've been in the vehicles, and if you need a vehicle, you got to kind of go through him.
Oh, okay. So she knows him at least.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll see if she can round the corner and find where he's hiding.
as you round the corner, you see this large Oni, and you could tell that he is watching a security tape. And he is rewinding it, hitting play. Rewinding it, hitting play.
Hey, what's he watching? She's not saying anything. She's going to see what he was watching.
You can see its security camera, and it is outdoors. It's one of the outdoor ones. It's usually where the loading dock is for the cameras. And you see him trying to figure out what's going on. You know that look of someone who is not super skilled with dealing with editing or looking at details in video, just constantly rewinding and trying to see any details that they missed.
Did she see anything that he might have missed or any edits?
So as you watch it, you see it's late at night. Well, late at night, it's like 10. And you see one of the news vans. And you watch as these 4 meta-humans walk up, stab something into the tires, and walk off. And it looks like they are laughing. And at first, at an initial glance, you go, oh, those are Halloweeners. The colors, the markings. And the more you watch the video, the more things don't seem right. They got the colors right, but there's no face tattoos or face paint. You don't see chains like wrapped around their waist or around their arms that are their like backup weapons. You don't see motorcycles. Then you also realize you're in a AAA zone, and the Golden City Broadcasting Studio is in the same building as the Golden City Guard's main office, and the Golden City Paladins, and the mayor's office. Why would 4 Halloweeners go after this one vehicle in such a risky area?
Yeah, she probably is, hasn't made a noise. Because she was going to come over and say hi to him and then got sucked into watching him rewind it, and she's rewatching it with him, rewatching it with him. And probably without thinking, at some point, she just comes over and puts her, chin on her hand, maybe leaning in close to the TV, trying to study it, being like, are those posers? Trying to figure it out. Completely forgetting to say hi, or that she might have snuck up on him.
Raiju doesn't jump. He has that slow, calm turn as he looks down at you. And there's that moment of you realize why people during the second surge feared the Oni and thought that they were actual demon from lore. There's this intensity about the way they move. They are very slow and deliberate on everything. He points at the screen and he goes,
Those fraggers cut my tires.
On just this one or all of them?
Just this vehicle. And it was...
He walks over, grabs one of the tires, and sets it down on the table with a thunk. These tires are high-end tires. They're off-roading. They're designed to take some abuse. And the gash in these tires are pretty significant. They made sure that this tire went flat within seconds of being stabbed.
What kind of knife would you need, or what kind of strength? If she's going to look back at the video and see, do they look, humanoid, elven, dwarven, orc?
They look like maybe a mix of human and orc.
So either beefy humans or a skinny orc?
Yeah, and he kind of just shrugs. He goes,
honestly, I don't know. There's some pretty vicious weapons out there that are gangers use, but they're pricey. And why would you go after a news van? They didn't even try to break the door was open. They didn't take anything. I don't know. I just want to go punch somebody.
She goes, yeah, I don't blame you. She goes, where was did they pass a bunch of other vehicles?
Yes, they passed they passed the mayor's limo that was up on, that was getting detailed. The drones were detailing it. They passed 2 motorcycles that the Golden City Guard are getting ready to have painted. And they went straight for this one. All 4 tires. Just big fracking holes.
Because that doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not.
So that poor news anchor wasn't lying.
Nope.
What about the random flood that happened? The same night at the same time?
I don't know. I'm still researching that. According to the system, there was a purge going on that was scheduled, but I didn't schedule it, so I'm reaching out to the fire marshal to see if that was something that they put in our system and that maybe there was a backup in it. But if that's the case, it should have blown at the emergency system, but that's not damaged. I don't know. I don't know. Last night was an absolute direct storm. There was nothing, like, it just seemed like the perfect storm of frag us all.
Clearly. I was just going to come down here and talk to you about the flood, but this? They look like they're Halloweeners, but they're missing all the tattoos and chains.
I don't know. I'm not from around here, not traditionally, and my city didn't have Halloweeners or whatever peckerheads these guys are.
It's a gang that dress in traditional Halloween colors, and they're just a general nuisance and thug and loud most of the time. So whoever's dressed up as them just either ironically are wearing the same colors as the Halloweeners, or they're meant to look like Halloweeners?
I guess. I don't know. I am literally dealing with one thing at a time. Until the fire marshal gets here, I can't find out about the fire suppression system. I'm looking at this and trying to figure out trying to get an identity, but they literally keep their faces away from the cameras the entire time.
Almost like they know where the cameras are?
Yes.
Suspicious.
And I don't pick them up on any other cameras.
No other so where's our blind spots then?
I'm still looking into that. I haven't been able to find a blind spot.
Well, wouldn't we have to talk to security about that?
I've talked to security. They're checking into it. I walked the entire yard looking for anything that would be a possible blind spot, and I didn't see anything. I didn't see any holes in the fences. The fences are electrified. The only way to get in is through the front gate. The front gate was locked because it's key coded at night. So I don't know. I don't know how they got in, and I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, hey, I'm not here to cause any more headache. I was just curious. I couldn't believe this story. Like, I thought, seriously, Alan was lying to me, but clearly he's not.
Yeah. Well, if I find out anything new, I'll shoot you a message.
She goes, thanks. No rush. I could not believe the story myself. I had to come and check.
Yeah. I mean, if someone told me this, I wouldn't believe them either. I would think they were just stringing me along.
I apparently owe Alan an apology for that one. I'll buy him some flowers or something.
I mean, whatever works.
Right? She goes, all right, well, I'll get out of your hair, but since, you're not from here, they look like Halloweeners, they're not Halloweeners. Or if they are rookies earning their new tattoos. But last I checked, they tattoo you first.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out because, we're going to have to get the guard and the paladins in on this. Yay.
Have fun with that. Although, honestly, Inspector Reginald's not bad. He's a good guy.
I've heard that.
The other big heads are your annoying, typical guard attitudes, but Reginald's good. Just so you know. The rumors are true.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. At least I feel like I've got some support there.
Yeah, you'll have some support behind with Reginald. If you get some other dreckhead,
Punch him? Oh, wait, that would get me fired.
pretend to punch him in your mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to start getting back to this. I got other crap I got to get going.
She'll see her way out and stroll by security.
Security is bustling. Like, they have all hands on deck. You can see that they are incredibly busy right now.
So bothering them might not be the best thing.
Probably not.
She'll poke that bear later, and she'll head back to her locker.
You don't have a locker. You have a full-out dressing room.
Oh, okay, that's fair. She'll head back to her full-on dressing room, pick up her jacket, pick up her purse, fluff her hair in the mirror before she goes out, because if anybody sees her, she always has to look nice, because,
So this is probably the first time the listeners would have a full body view of Cheryl Star in her, we'll call it natural environment, natural outfit, whatever we want to call street outfit. So what does Cheryl Star see when she passes by that full body mirror that's on the way out?
Well, when she stops before putting her jacket on, right now it's kind of, doing the whole like one hand over the shoulder with it on a couple of fingers there. But she has this go around. It's a white blouse. It was a white blouse kind of day. Nice, sharp, crisp collar, slightly open, button-up shirt. She has a respectably loud belt on top, holding on a knee-length leather skirt. Genuine leather. She actually has the better, and it has those like little like 2-inch cuts, so that way you can walk and not trip and die, as most people do. And while she's in the studio, she'll typically wear some pantyhose that matches her skin. She's human, about 5'5", 5'6", average height, strawberry blonde hair, and while she's at the studio, she keeps it in that like fluffy curls, not like afro level, but there's some volume, but it's light, it's airy, there's a little wave to it. Strawberry blonde. She has a little bit of a smoky eye kind of going on with her makeup, give her a little bit dramatics, gotta look good on camera. And her lipstick is not super bright, but a kind of a deep magenta tone, not red, but not purple either.
So I'm pretty sure Cheryl Star has a private parking spot in the parking garage. So, getting there, you have to swipe your badge and all that jazz. And as you get to your car, we can kind of see the cityscape from the parking garage. The city is lighting up, and you can see those LEDs and those specialty AR ads start to pop up. What does Cheryl Star do now that she is in her car, away from everything?
Well, she'll get to her car, take a moment to, admire the view, the nice cityscape. She's going to unlock her car, sit down, light up an actual cigarette, and sit back and just kind of take that initial big inhale and a slow exhale. She's going to place her cigarette in the corner of her mouth, kind of let it hang there for a second, and pull out her comms and scroll through a long list of contacts and select one that says Glacier and send him a text that reads, "I need a Decker."
As those words appear on the screen and the send button is clicked, we watch this comlink's screen slowly fade as you drive off into the night. And that is where we end this episode. The camera fades in and we look around. Something is different. We're no longer in Cheryl Star's car. We're in what looks like a safe house. The walls are all stone gray, like they're made from concrete. There's a strange feeling of static around you as you realize that your comlink isn't active. You're in a Faraday cage, a Faraday building. We look around and we can't see anything outside. Windows are boarded up and barred, and there's just a weird feeling about this place. As you look around, you realize there are cardboard boxes everywhere, all with different names and different addresses all over Neratova, but they're here. As we start to pan around, we start to see furniture, old furniture, stuff that predates the second crash. And then we see a man standing in the shadows. He's dressed in runner gear, and in his hand, a book that is flicked, and his thumb is flipping through the pages. As he slowly closes the book, he reaches over, flicks a switch, and the room lights up. It's a broadcast studio made from recycled parts of decks and comm links and computers and Tritio screens, and things aren't what you expect as the man reaches down, picks up a mic, and begins to talk. Hoy hoy chummers, this is S2E10 and I am taking over the airwaves. No longer will you be hearing the lies from the broadcasting studios or from the Lone Star or anything like that. S2E10 is here to tell you the truth, and it is time for you to hear it.
Hey everyone, Nightlin here, co-creator of What the Dice, and player of Sparkles for Season 2, to do some thank yous here at the end of our episode. First and foremost, I would like to thank each and every single one of you for listening. We would not be here today without you, and I do mean that sincerely. We never thought we would get this far, and knowing that there's someone out there, yeah, I'm talking to you, the one with the earballs listening right now. If it wasn't for you guys and us knowing that you're actually here and enjoying what you're listening to, we wouldn't have kept going, and it genuinely fills our heart with joy, and I want to make sure that we tell you every single time at the end of these episodes. We are eternally grateful. Second, we would like to take a moment to thank all the things that we use in our day-to-day What the Dicey ways. First up, Epidemic Sound for our sound effects and music, Podbean for being our host, Foundry VTT, and Forge VTT for creating their virtual tabletop gaming applications and services, Craigbot for our recordings, Catalyst Game Labs for Shadowrun, which is the current system we are running. And with that, if you can spare a moment of effort and want to help us out, the best thing that you can do is honestly, tell a friend, share us, drop a link in a Discord somewhere that you're a part of, or take that 2-second effort of hitting a like, hitting a follow, giving us a star rating. Whatever the button is on whatever it is that you're listening to us on goes a long way in helping us fight that horrible algorithm monster. Also, the Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in the connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to What the Dice to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary material for the promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with What the Dice in any official capacity whatsoever.